Three, two,
Oh, uh,
one, action. And we back, and we back, and we back. Na na na, na 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 na. Man, I'm in my Chance the Rapper bag today, boy. Man, welcome back to another episode of MKZ, man. MKZ the podcast, man. Episode 2. We back in full motherfucking effect, man. Kevon, McKinley, Smacks, talk to me. How y'all feeling today, boy?
I smell like onions.
Man, I'm feeling good, man. We in a different location right now. We in the dorms with it, feel me? So
Okay, that boy finally back in the
new energy,
dorms.
new vibe.
I already know. Hey, new vibe. I like the way you said that because look what I'm sipping on. I'm on my white girl shit.
What is it?
I'm on my white girl shit.
The
Hey,
tropical
that
vibe.
tropical
Celsius
Okay.
tropical
vibe.
Okay.
vibe. Come on now. I gotta stay up somehow. But nah, so we just wanted to real quick take a moment to thank everybody for their love and support so far throughout our process. We already at like 60 followers on IG, like close to 15 subscribers on YouTube, 50 views, TikTok doing what it do. So thank you guys so much for all the love and support, man. We truly appreciate it. And y'all can't see it, but we got one of our main niggas, French, in the building. He's watching live with us. So appreciate you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you for tuning in. But so for today's episode, I know last episode. First off, thank y'all all for all the feedback, all the words of advice, and all the words of encouragement that y'all been giving us so far. Um, this episode we wanted to do things a little differently. Okay, we're not going to be going just about sports. Okay, ladies, we got to tune in. We got to talk about some shit that y'all like. Okay, I understand.
We ain't forget about y'all.
We ain't forget about y'all. We ain't forget about y'all. So for today's episode, we wanted to just give y'all an insight, a bit more insight on just like how we think and like how we are as people. Get to know us a bit more. So the format of this episode is going to be Q&A based. Okay, so the host here on the screen, Dio 2 times. We got Major Key and we got Smack. We all came up with 2 questions today that we're gonna be sharing. Some of them hypotheticals, some of them serious questions, some of them, triggering questions or whatever. And we're just gonna get each person's perspective on things. And you might get some argument going on, you might get some shit talk going on, but that's what we do here at MKZ. So without a doubt, without further ado, let me just preface this by saying, and this is one of McKinley's questions actually, but let me just preface this by saying, listen, we talk shit here, okay? We talk about everything and anything, okay? We're not just gonna be sports, we're not just gonna be whatever. Like, we're talking about a lot of shit today, okay? Now, it may trigger some people, but at the end of the day, like these are the real conversations that you have in your basement, you have in your bedroom with your friends. So we in the same boat, and we looking forward to just hearing y'all's thought on it. So feel free to leave any comments about anything we say today in the comment section. Feel free to speak speak your mind. We love to go back and forth with y'all, and we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it. Y'all, Key, Smack, y'all got anything to say before we get started?
All I gotta say is don't judge us too much. You feel me? We just trying to be honest. Kind of share our morals. You feel me? Where we feel like how the world should be, or certain situations we believe. So give us some leeway because we're all still growing and still figuring things out. So that's all I gotta say on that.
Very true. Key, anything?
I want to say, yeah, don't, I know right now, I know where everything a little sensitive and things. Well, we'll try to be respectful. That's something we probably should have said from the first episode. Us just being respectful, staying our mind, being real with things too, not just trying to fit this criteria that's going on. Hopefully, everybody could understand where we're coming from, and we all have a respectful view. And like Dal said, if you have anything to comment, is there something that you didn't like or something that you feel like you want to add on to? Be more than happy to go on the comments, type what you want to feel, and we'll get back to you. We can have a conversation. Shit, if you bring up something, we could talk about it next episode. So I feel like that's just something that's just healthy communicating on things and situations that we got going on in the real world, and that's good for the brand too.
Hell
And,
yeah.
and I want to say that we should title it. MKZ Q&A for this episode. MKZ Q&A.
MKZQ and motherfucking A. Y'all heard Preacher Man Key. Y'all heard Preacher Man Key. But without a
Or
doubt,
future.
we gonna get it started. We gonna start off with something light. We gonna start with something light, okay? I know y'all been seeing this question trending on social media, whether it be TikTok, IG, YouTube, whatever y'all watch. First question of the day comes from myself, Mr. Two Times, okay? First question. Would you rather be trapped in a mall with one gorilla or 5 black mambas? Okay? One gorilla or 5 black mambas. You got 24 hours, okay? You got 24 hours. You can use anything in the mall at your disposal to protect yourself. But you trapped in there with these motherfuckers that are coming for your life, okay? Just letting y'all know. I'm gonna start off by saying,
Wait, hold on. We got you feel me? We got to get into the details of these scenarios, man. So they're coming after us. All right.
okay.
So are we winning anything after these 24 hours? You feel me?
Nigga, you winning your
Good
life.
question.
You winning your fucking life. That's what we here for, boy. We ain't here for no other bullshit. Ain't no winning shit, nigga. They coming for your head top. They coming for your head top.
Is someone going to come and save us if we survive the 24 hours, or we got to get out of that bitch in 24
As soon
hours?
as soon as the clock run out, them niggas drop dead, bro. As soon as the clock run out, them niggas drop dead. Yes. I'm gonna start off by saying,
And are they actively like they can
they are
find us
in kill mode. They are in King Kong mode. They are not playing with your ass. They coming for you. Okay, they are coming for you. I'm gonna start off by saying, I'm gonna get my piece. Okay, y'all might think I'm crazy.
Oh, sugar, I already.
Y'all might think I'm crazy. I'm going with that motherfucking gorilla, cause fuck that big ass gorilla, and I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, I understand. Okay, I understand what people gonna say. The gorilla, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I know I don't stand no match for no damn ape. I don't stand no match for no big ass gorilla, no big ass monkey. I understand that, but the thing I feel like I have to my advantage with the gorilla is I have mobility on my side. Like, it's one gorilla I have to worry about. Right? And I'm in an entire mall. Like, I feel like I could stick and maneuver past that motherfucker. You feel me? Like,
Man, that motherfucker dumb quick.
I don't give a damn.
You think you Lee Shaw McCoy? You gonna juke that bitch?
I'm gonna juke the fuck out of his big ass.
You gonna give it crazy work?
I'm gonna juke the fuck out of his bitch. I'm gonna juke the fuck out of his big ass.
Crazy work.
Bro, listen, when my life is on the line, I'm not playing. I turn into a whole new person, bro. I'm Usain Bolt mixed with fucking LaShawn McCoy mixed with LT mixed with fucking Superman, nigga. I'm not fucking playing, bro. Facts. So when my life is on the line, I'm sorry. The one gorilla, that motherfucker, hey, if he get his hands on me, I'm grits. I know that. If he gets his hands on me, I'm grits. But he's not gonna touch me, okay? I'm gonna be maneuvering through the ants. I'm gonna be maneuvering through the H&M, the Hot Topic. Okay, I'm gonna go to Hot Topic, grab me a fat ass weapon, whatever the fuck they got in that weird ass place. Okay, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna smack the fuck out of that gorilla, bro. And the reason why I'm not choosing the mambas really is because it's 5 of them, and like people think it's just snakes, bro. But black mambas, like, it's a reason Kobe Bean Bryant, rest his soul. It's a reason Kobe Bean Bryant was referred to as the black mamba. Like, it's one of the most dangerous snakes on the planet. And I don't know the
snake on the planet.
Yeah, and I don't know all the specifics about them niggas, but I know they're big as fuck. I know they're fast as fuck. So if it's 5 of them, bruh, they are small enough to be able to maneuver through whatever pipes, nicks, and crannies they got going on. Like, one could pop. I could be chilling. I could be thinking I'm cooling in the back of the damn PacSun fucking break room. I'm chilling. Motherfucker jump out that vent. I'm grits, homie. What am I supposed to do? You get what I'm saying? So that's my perspective, bro. That's my perspective. Let me hear what y'all got to say, bro.
You want to go with Kelly?
Nah, you go ahead, Key.
All right. Well, I already knew my answer when I found out about the question. Hell yeah, I'm picking the gorilla, bro.
Hell yeah.
Bro, see, here's the thing about the snakes. There's a reason why we call our friends fucking snakes, and there's snakes in the grass. Those motherfuckers are sneaky, and they can hide in areas, go through vents, go through anything. You think, okay, I don't see these snakes when I first spawn off. Let me go get some food. Boom, when you try to get some food, it'll take an easy crop up, bite you, you're dead. Cause you need at least 30 minutes to an hour of help when you get bit by a fucking black mamba. Or even if you get the food safely, you try to find you a nice spot to hide for the 24 hours. They could easily slither their way ass into any spot, bro, and bite your ass.
Preach.
You are grits. A gorilla, on the other hand, even if the gorilla is mad aggressive, bro, a mall is huge. I think a gorilla number one thing is gonna be like, okay, I'm in a situation where I don't know where I'm at. Let me get some food. Man, let that gorilla get some goddamn fruits, some snacks. Let him get to that area. You avoid that whole situation. You go hide in goddamn like H&M or the Apple store. You hide in that bitch. Grab the phones and just chill out for the rest of the 24 hours. Shit, I bet you fall asleep. Fuck around and wake up. The gorilla still there. You don't even know the gorilla dead. You walk up to the bathroom, take a shit, and come back, and you still good. Like the gorilla, the gorilla not gonna fucking do anything to you as long as you not in his face, not trying to fuck with a gorilla. You good off the gorilla. Like I'm telling you, like. The only way it's really gonna come at you is if a gorilla feel like you are competing with it.
Very true, but you do have to remember these animals. Like the part of this question that's very enticing is that they are coming for you, Key. Like he's searching for your big ass. So
exactly,
let's get to
so they ain't no. I'm asleep and you feel me? I'm chilling for the bro. They coming for you, trying to find your ass.
Even if I don't sleep, like, all right, that's cool. I'm gonna go find me a nice little spot that's pretty hide there, and have some nice supplies on me, and wait it out. He gonna have to find me in that big ass mall, bro. He gonna get tired and say, "Fuck this shit."
He gonna have to catch me, bitch.
Yeah, facts. Okay. And if things come down to it, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna get up at a 15 piece with a small drink and a large fry. I'm not scared of no gorilla, bro. All you gotta do is grab that boy in the nose or poke him in the eye. He grits, bro. I'm telling you, bro. He gotta grab you. He's not gonna grab me like that, bro. He gonna be like, bro. Cause he don't never seen a nigga like me before. He never seen a nigga like me before. He can be like, who is this?
But you not as big as him, bro. He see plenty of niggas bigger and smaller than you. What the fuck?
That's cool, but he not gonna like. He gorillas, they act like apes. They have like smart mindsets. Like they like to figure out situations and before they think before they do shit sometimes. Mm-hmm. So when he see his natural reaction is gonna try to swing on me or something, slow ass. I'm weed. Minka, Micah.
You think
poke him in the eye. Bro. I'm telling you, and then run away. You poke him in the eye, he can be carried by his eye. You run away. You drop a goddamn banana on the floor like it's Mario Kart, and you keep it pushing. I'm telling you, not gonna get you. Just find yourself, bro. Like I'm gonna do something. He gonna, bro. Like, cause you gotta think apes naturally just fight. If you seen apes fighting, they jump and hit each other in the back.
Yeah.
I'm confused about my fighting style. He not gonna know what to do when I come at him.
When you throw your setup, you grit. I mean, he grits. I already know.
Yeah. I might slam that boy. You keep playing with me. I might slam that boy. All right. You see a gorilla fighting me, hug the gorilla.
I love it. Smack, it seemed like you disagree, bro. Let me hear you.
Clearly, I'm the only person with common sense on this panel. You know, they did make some general logic. Really, the only logic they really had was it's ones. So that's the only really point what they had. Them boys is tripping. Black Mambas, 5 of them. Granted, yes, the numbers are not in your favor. But granted, a lot smaller than the gorilla. You feel me? It'll take way less shots to take it out, you feel me? All you need is, you feel me, for all my Zoes and all my Caribbeans out there, you feel me? Grab you a machete in the mall, you feel me? That's one little.
Where are you gonna find a machete in the damn mall? This not Walmart. This not Home Depot, nigga.
It's a mall. You feel me? It's gotta be some type of hardware store, man.
It's gonna take a while to look for that bitch.
What type of model got, you feel me? But anyways, like I was saying, feel me? It's only 5 of them, and they're not that big. You feel me? They're not no goddamn anacondas. Granted, yes, they do have. You feel me? They got sensory organs that can detect heat. You feel me? So hiding really is pretty useless. And yes, they're small. They could fit in them little small crevices. So you gotta be aware. But you feel me? It's 5 of them. All it takes is one solid hit. You gotta. You feel me? Keep your little distance.
So you're saying use. So you're saying you're knocking out you're killing a black mamba easy.
Oh yeah.
A black mamba to 8 feet.
He bogus.
I'm
8 feet.
Man, I'm 6 feet. What?
Bro.
Like, what? Like, you feel me?
You know, like one bite he grits, right? Like
that's fine. You feel me? That's why I'm keeping my distance. I know he coming after me, but he gotta come to me. So you feel me? Once he makes that mistake, I'm lunging back. Machete right there. Whatever weapon I got, you feel me, to the head, we on to the next, man. Divide and conquer. Cause they not all coming at me all at the same time. It's divide and conquer.
I can get with it. I can
Oh,
get
to
with it.
me.
I feel like you think you Steve Irwin, nigga. Like you think
You
you.
damn right. What
Oh,
the fuck?
okay.
I know the tendencies of these motherfuckers.
But what you gonna do with 5 of them though? Like you gotta be watching every corner. Like look at me right now. You see that vent on the top of my room? Y'all probably can't see it, but you see this vent right here?
You feel me?
Shit.
That's what we got. That's what we got the phone in here, man. You feel me? We got
What the
cell
hell the
you feel me?
phone
We got
gonna
the camera, you
do?
feel me? So we got to watch our back. You feel me? We gonna be right here. You feel me? Type shit.
Nigga,
I'm doing that.
you gonna have your phone up taking a selfie, motherfucker go chomp you in your neck. You bitch.
I'm a bitch. I'm a peek that way before, buddy. You feel me? I'm looking around surveying. I look at the phone, just get the view behind me as my rear camera. You feel me? I'm good.
Okay. So let me ask you, because you did make a point about. You said the only logical point we had was that it's 1 on 5. What if all 5 pull up on you at the same time? What the fuck you gonna do?
2 or 3 actually.
Shit, the numbers really don't matter. You feel me? What I'm gonna do? You feel me? Remember we in the mall, we in the store. So you feel me? There's so many objects I could throw at them that they you feel me? They gonna lunge at. You feel me? Thinking like it might be part of me. Might throw you feel me? Go to the food court, throw some food real quick. They might lunge at that, and that's all I need.
But you said they're heat sense. Like you listen, you brought up some.
So all I need is warmth.
You brought up some Animal Planet shit. You said they heat sensory. They can see what's going on, bro. They got a heat scope. They don't give a damn about your food, your bologna. They coming for you.
Heat in it.
They don't give a damn.
They could think that's a part of me. They don't know that.
They gonna be at the food spot, wait for you to grab food and bite your ass.
Gee.
Grab it, man. We quick and we in and out that bitch just like the burger spot. You feel me?
Hell no, motherfucker gonna pop out the damn cash register. You bugging.
What we doing at the cash register? The mall. We in the mall by ourselves. Ain't nobody with me, so I don't need no cash. We taking the food to go.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Hot take. I'm in the mall by myself, nigga. I'm cash grab, bro. I'm going to every store. I'm making sure I grab my shit. I don't give a damn about the victim. I don't give a damn about the shit coming from me, boy.
The man gonna get his ass smacked by the gorilla. Grab his
I'm finna be.
cash,
I'm finna be grabbing the cash like it's
GTA.
Yeah, like it's that GTA robbery shit. I'm like this. Come here.
That's how they get killed trying to do shit.
You damn right. Shit. Hey, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die trying, bro. I don't give a damn. But okay.
I respect it.
Okay, decent. I mean, I feel like all of us brought up some valuable points. I feel like that's a nice, funny question to get us started, bro. McKinley's obviously a goofy in this situation because the only answer is the gorilla.
True, man.
But
niggas trying to go 1-on-1 with a goddamn ape that's way bigger, way stronger. and they talking about some. And you got this nigga talking about some. He finna slam this shit that weighs over damn near 500 pounds, like 800, maybe a ton, like. The fuck?
Probably 2 times, but be alright.
Shit, when it's fight or flight, boy, I'm ready to fight. I'm not playing.
Yeah, like, you gotta fight, man. You have a better.
And you ready to die with a haymaker he throwing. Yo shit.
That shit's slow, bro. You see them fight? These fights slow as hell.
Have you not seen that video of them in the zoo when they talk when they talk about some with the white lady talking about some where the zookeeper? Them boys is going crazy. They throwing hands.
Hey,
bro, they putting that head over their hand and shit, bro. I'm weaving that.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, McKinley. I'm on your side as far as they gonna do you like Thanos was doing Hulk.
Once they grab it.
Okay.
Keep especially your big ass. They got one part of you, bitch.
You don't understand. When you get in the mouth, for real, bro, he is not gonna think about that shit no more.
Yeah, we
I
not
understand.
playing.
Nah, he can weave, but Keep, I don't think you weaving some of his, man.
Eat 1 or 2. I can probably eat 1 or 2.
I respect it. Hilarious first question, boys. Shit, we can move on to the second. We won't move to the second. We just wanted to start off with something light, but we from now on, I mean, from this point forward, we're gonna get into just a bit more, a bit deeper questions of something a bit more. I don't want to say serious, but just some food for thought, and then y'all could let us know what y'all got going on. But let us know in the comment section, like, y'all going with the gorilla or y'all going with the black mambas, man. I gotta know. Keith, take away the show.
The next question. My question was, are we dating to marry nowadays? Is that the moves? Is that the way we're doing this? Or y'all just still trying to agree and just keep it pushing? Like, what's the plans for a lot of our relationships right now? Because I seen it a couple times, and like I watched like a lot of podcast streams, And I see it like people actually dating the marriage, and sometimes that tweet. Like for me, I feel like that tweet always go viral every 2 years or something. Like someone brings up dating and marriage should be a thing, and da da da. So I'm curious, like how y'all boys feel about that. How does the people who's listening feel about that too? That's one thing. If y'all want, you want me to start with it, or
Do you want to start, or you want one of us to give our insight first before you?
I feel like I feel like I'm gonna have a long talk about this.
Okay, so keep
So
going
if
last.
y'all, yeah,
All right, for sure.
huh? I go ahead.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
you,
I'll go right now. You could go I don't know, next or after McKinley, whatever you want to do. But
do you have like a? Oh, sorry, dog.
no, you good. You good.
Also, McKinney, do you have like a strong answer for this too, or?
I feel like my opinion is it's not gonna be too long. It's gonna keep relatively to the point.
Okay.
So McKinney, then. I'm really talking about this shit.
All right, for sure. Go smack.
So for me, nowadays I really don't think a lot of people are dating for marriage. You feel me? They're just really dating for a lifestyle, or people don't really think about marriage a lot. At least that's what I'm feeling nowadays. You feel me? A lot of niggas out here really just trying to grease, and then females they're just trying to find that trying to either find a sugar daddy or you feel me, just trying to live a lavish lifestyle or whatnot. That's what I feel was going on to me. And, and it's great. Like I thought about that question, it's popped out, and it really like kind of like open shit. Like it's like damn, like I really should be like dating the marriage. Like it wasn't really a thought. Like it wasn't really a strong consideration as I was thinking like in currently in the present dating. But now it's like okay, like if I'm really gonna date somebody, you feel me, I really need to be dating this person to marry, like not just you feel me just for the current vibes or whatever. It's got to be some long term considerations that got to be thought into. So that's really my take on it.
That's a spade. That's a spade. That's a spade.
Yeah.
As far as and I definitely before I go, I definitely get what you're saying from the perspective of like just the mind shifts, like mindset change with a lot of young people and people our age and things like that when it comes to relationships, because I feel like things like social media and just like media in general and how we view certain things and how we view certain relationships could be a lot different than what they used to be traditionally. Now, what I'll say is I'm somebody that is, I was raised in a traditional household. I'm Nigerian, like I said in the first episode, and it was you know, the whole ideal of relationships and just dating in general was something that was kind of frowned upon to start off, because you're always you're programmed to focus on school, you're programmed to focus on your success, and you're programmed to focus on XYZ. So a lot of us get into the real world and we don't really know how to navigate through the whole relationship world and finding a partner that we could call our husband or wife or whatever for life. So it's really difficult for a lot of us young people that come from those type of backgrounds. Now I feel like a lot of people, I feel like it's a Cinderella story type of thing. I feel like everybody wants that happy ending, that Disney ending where you find your soulmate, y'all get married, y'all have 3 4 kids, y'all together for life, there's no problems, there's no boo-hoo. But like, we've all been through our fair share of relationships, we've all been through our fair share of interactions with whoever we might be fond of, and we know it's not cake and roses. It's not. It really isn't. There's very good times and it's very beneficial, but it can be very difficult, and it could be something that can stress you out along the way. So I feel like a lot of young people are trying to date to marry in the end game perspective of it, but a lot of times we get caught up in the moment and we just want to have a good time for now. Like, I'm here for a good time, not a
Good
long
time,
time.
not a long time.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
Like
yes,
real,
sir.
no, but real talk, because it's like people want to have their flings, people want to have their entanglements, people want to have their one night stands, and people want to just have people that they can just call someone to chill with. But especially when you're younger, a lot of times they're not thinking about stability, they're not thinking about setting up their life, they're not thinking about the future and building with somebody. So I feel like, yes, people are trying to date to marry, but especially when you're younger, like, I'm 22 years old, like, I'm not planning on getting married anytime soon, because I know I still have my life to set up, and I want my life set up before I deal with a situation with a woman or whatever the case may be. So I know for me, I'm not thinking about marriage currently, but I still enjoy having somebody around that I feel like we can grow off of, and we could bounce ideas off of each other and just become better people in general. Because a lot of my best ideas have come when I'm not in an environment like this where I'm by myself. I'm around people like y'all too. I'm around, whoever I'm talking to at the time or whatever the case may be. So, it's very good for from a loving perspective, and something that, a lot of us human beings need, that physical touch, that care, that emotion or whatever the case may be. But I feel like a lot of people are fixated on the current as far as the future, in relation to the future. So that's my perspective on it.
I like both of you guys' takes. It's get straight to it. I even know that about you. Learning shit while on the podcast about like your culture and shit. It makes sense that your culture being more important things are like being successful in school and stuff. And that's a little bit of what it was with my parents too. My dad kind of swayed that a little bit, but we'll get to that another time. But I feel like you got to just break it down into like two things. People like you said, like growing up, even like a lot of dimes growing up. So to me, you hear some dimes like, oh, I'm gonna graduate out of high school, then I'm gonna go to college and get my degree, and I'm gonna have a good marriage and kids. Like, yeah, it sounds realistic and it sounds cool and all, but like that shit like a Cinderella story for real. It's unrealistic, and it's like it's not just your mindset or something. Especially when it comes down to something like marriage, it's two people mindset. So that other person that you're trying to spend the rest of your life with, which is marriage, spending like the rest of your life till death do you guys part. They got to be on the same or similar mindset they can compromise with. And it's like it's difficult to do that, especially when you have your own goals. The other people have their other own goals too. So it's like you can't really predict that. But like when it came down to dating, like even like I feel like a lot of young men right now, like you said, like sometimes it's cool to have someone around. Like shit, Valentine's right around the corner, and you know what time is around Valentine's Day. These same guys that talk to these dudes, they've been ghosted for about 3, 4 months. These dudes gonna hit them up out of nowhere, like, "Hey, how you doing, big head?" With that future text, I'm sorry to hit you. I hope you're doing
Yo,
well. And then they gonna send them some chocolate, send them some flowers. They're gonna spend the rest of the whole end of January to the beginning of February until Valentine's Day hit. Have a good Valentine's Day. Them niggas grease. Remember my day for a week or two, then they go back to not talking. like like that, bro. If you're a female, bro, please don't fall for that shit. Niggas, if y'all hate me. Dimes, please do better. Don't fall for that same dude that's been ghosting you, trying to hit you up now. I know it's Valentine's Day. You lonely. This not It's not worth it. Find you someone new. Find you a Alexander or Marcus who stick to the books. He's in your class and he makes good grades and he wants to take you on a nice little date on Valentine's Day. Maybe he might
what
look
about my
like you.
dog
Maybe not.
Tyrone?
Tyrone, you know Tyrone gonna be bad, bro. Tyrone gonna try to do with her
Why
and her
we
friend.
why we try to stereotype names? You feel me? I'm just
What
saying.
Tyrone you know that wasn't shit?
What about
I mean, you
parlay?
know.
What about parlay? We not selling a lot of parlay. What's going on?
Here we go. Yeah,
I feel
but
you though.
yeah, like another thing you get down to is like the other side of marriage. Like I don't think people understand how serious marriage is. Like
Facts.
I,
Preach.
me personally, I would date someone to a marriage, but it got to be someone really serious that I really into, and that's gonna take a lot of time for me to really, cause like, bro, that's to death do us part. Like, and in marriage, it's like that's just one side of it. Another side is like you got to sign up paperwork, you got to split things down the middle as half. You have to like have all these different details into marriage that you're gonna spend with this person, and it's like, bro, like, yeah, I don't think people see marriage like, oh, we have this big marriage, you have bridesmaids and brides, you have a nice honeymoon. Yeah, that shit is sweet and all, but what's going on happen like 12, 15 years down the road when you sick and tired of me, and we just have to work on that, but you don't want to work on that because you're not in that honeymoon phase anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's what marriage is, and I think we don't take it as serious. I think everybody just likes the idea of marriage, but don't know the real niggas. Like people say, "Oh, I want to be an NBA player. I want to be an NFL player. Oh, I want to like yeah, like you may go to the courts and you whooping on niggas and shit,
Mm-hmm.
but you want to make it to the league. It takes way more than that, bro. It's a lot of more progress, and it's like I know it's like wow, you comparing the NBA to marriage, but it's real. Like we all know how everybody's like we all side pieces and late night sneaky links and booty calls and shit. Like come on, like is it really that serious for y'all, or y'all just want a little something for now and maybe in the future?
Right, and that's very true. That
But
is very true.
yeah.
That's very true.
Like,
And not to cut you off, but I just wanted
good.
to bring up one point that you just mentioned. Um, I feel like a lot of it also has to do with just the perspective change that a lot of people have had with marriage. Because if you look at specifically in the United States, because we can't speak on whatever international viewers we may have, because I just personally don't know too much about the international cultures that are different from my own. But from the perspective of the United States, like we see divorces left and right. I think I just seen a recent statistic that like like almost a whopping like 50% of marriages end in divorce or something like that. Quote me. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the number is pretty high. So like, I'm just
Horses?
yeah, like just like
Yeah.
how many. So it's about like roughly half of marriages end in divorce. So like, are we still viewing it from the perspective that this partnership is lifelong? Because there's a lot of people that are quick to whenever a situation goes wrong, and this is something I is a pet peeve of mine. Like when a situation is wrong, when you're in a down point in your life, when you're in a down point with somebody else, that is not your cue to bang it, in my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah, you're
that's
right. I
that's
agree.
yeah, that's not your cue to bang it. Like if you really care for this person like you say you do, and you are very committed to what y'all have going on, you work through this shit. Like it's that simple. Like unless it's something that just can't be come back from, because I'm not, and I by any means, ladies, men, I'm not advocating for remaining in toxic situations, because that is the last thing we would want for y'all. But I'm just saying, like, if you make a commitment to somebody as far as deep as marriage, so the way I view it, it's like, okay, we agreed to get married. I chose you as my life partner. You chose me as your life partner. We will get through this shit, like Kevon said, till death do us part. That's how I view it. That's how I view it. So I feel like maybe we've had a modern change in how marriage is perceived, but I feel like that's a major factor to it. So
Um, yeah, like you basically off the tongue. Like that's I agree with that. Like people that's just part of the grind. Like no one understands that. No one wants to. People have this direct mindset that it should just be perfect, and it's not. It's just going to be struggles. There's going to be uh, arguments. Like and they want to compare it to like a relationship. Like it's okay in a relationship to be like have different mindsets and argue. Compared to a marriage, you living together now. You have a family together now. Some things might linger, and people like to. It's the same thing like yourself mentally as an individual. When you're angry about something, you shouldn't let it linger inside, and then until it builds up, something else happens, and you explode. Because it's a relationship. It's a bond between two individuals. You have to communicate on that. You have to talk about it. You have to compromise on it. You have to if things don't work between y'all on a regular domestic level, just try to see a marriage counselor or something like that. That's all part of this grind, and no one thinks about it. Like that's why I feel like, yeah, I would love to date to marry because if I'm dating someone I really fuck with and I spend years with them, I even consider marriage. But I want to be with someone who understands that it's not just fucking cupcakes. It's a grind. It's a process. A lot goes into that. And I have another question just popped up in my head. Sorry. Um,
no, you good. Go ahead, share it.
uh, let me see how should I answer this? Um, okay. Quick question to you guys. Starting from now, let's think hypothetically. I think with Kim, you're in a relationship right now, right?
Yes.
So I don't understand anything. But I say you grits. You can't even. Let's say hypothetically.
Yeah,
How do
hypothetically.
you how do you see yourself? Let's say now you was to find someone you dating this year, maybe next year,
Hmm.
and you guys consistently date, and you guys go to relationship and all that. How do you see yourselves going into a marriage process? 'Cause I think we can't realistically speak on a marriage right now. For us, we're young, we don't have that mindset towards marriage. But let's say we were dating these dimes to marriage. What is like? How many years do you think it'll take? What is your plan? Let me say that. Hypothetically, if you were to talk about it.
Okay, that's a great question. McKenna, you want to go first, or you want me to share my mindset?
I could go so that I've been spoken a little bit. So hypothetically, I feel like once, obviously after college, and then I feel like once I have like at least somewhat of a stable job, and I'm like living in my my own apartment, and I'm living on my own, not too dependent on my mom. Um, Once I'm there, I say I give it about like I say 3 to 5 years of, you feel me, like of us like living together, and then really seeing how like we are together in that living space, and how we're coexisting, seeing each other every day on a day-to-day basis, and how like our works, kind of with our jobs and careers, how it kind of like conflicts, and how it how can we coincide with each other, trying to find that time, to either like spend time with each other, or you feel me, or just having that space that we need from each other, because obviously in relationships, niggas can't always keep.
No, I'm sorry. I know what he's laughing about. There's a bug that has been
That's what she
bothering me
said.
for weeks. I'm about to smack the fuck out of this nigga. Hold on. Yeah, move closer. Move closer, pussy. Come
Oh
here.
yeah, get him,
Come here.
get that boy,
Watch
get
this.
it.
He next to my drink. I'm not trying to spill that hoe.
Move the drink.
Bitch!
Ooh,
I got his ass.
yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, my fault. My fault,
That's all
man.
good, man. We need a little entertainment.
A little entertainment. I'm sorry, bro. Sugar. Go
So
ahead.
yeah, that would be like the plan, like living together for like at least 3 to 5 years, and just see how we coincide with each other.
I respect it. I respect it. Yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point because to me, it's like when I decide on marrying somebody, or whenever that time comes, I feel like I need to know this person like inside and out. And a lot of times we see people jump into marriages without even living with the person not one time in their life. And I don't know about y'all. Well, I'm sure y'all share the same sentiment in understanding that living with somebody is different than seeing them or even being with them
Yeah.
24/7. Like if y'all are
Yep.
not living under the same household, and y'all are living through each other's ideals and like each other's like life processes, like you might very well find something out that this person is a frequent of, or something that they do consistently, that's like, what the fuck, like this, I would have never expected this from you just off of us being together all the time. Like living, I feel like you need to have an extended amount of years living with the person to understand, like to truly get to know them and be able to be able to feel like you can commit to that for the rest of your life, if that's how you view marriage. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with both of you guys. What you guys saying, and I can take for both of them is like, if I was to date someone right now, I'm like 23 right now, next by this year coming up 24, 25, and my most important thing is, and like, let's say I'm dating on the mindset of marriage. My most important thing is I want to get my degree first, or get something solidified before I get deep into a marriage. Because right after marriage, that there comes kids,
Right.
and I don't want to bring any kids in this world. I mean, I know shit happens, so I can't really predict everything. But I'm trying my darnest to not bring kids in this world where I'm not financially stable and be able to support my kids fully. So I want to at least, if I date someone right now, finish my degree, finish my bachelor's, finish my master's, don't go for my doctorate. A doctorate, going for my doctorate is a little too much, but it's just my personal goal I want to do. And it's something that, but like that's gonna take years. So I'm saying maybe around my masters. If I'm still dating this individual, and let's say we get towards our masters and we have a nice little apartment together, maybe I'll consider marrying them. Maybe I consider it, and then I can work on my doctorate still. And we can have kids after that. But like right now, like getting married like 3, 4 years, well, date to it. Like a lot of people, I've seen like a lot of things like that. I was like, oh, I'm not waiting that many years. It's like, well, baby boo boo, you know how to do it with me if you want to do it with me. Because I'm
Facts.
not going to do it 3, 4 years. It's going to take at least 7 to 8 years, bro.
Yeah.
Like even like let's say I don't find anybody and like I get my degrees. By the time I get my degrees, I'll be like 31. That's still a good age. Like probably 31, 32, I can say. Technically. That's still a good age. And like I say maybe I could date someone for like 5, 6 years while living together, then get married. But it's gonna take some time. Like you said, that like this is gonna be for the rest of our life. If we can't spend these little bit amount of years, how the hell are we gonna spend about 20, 30 years together while having a whole generation behind us? Like
Yeah.
that ain't gonna work, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's why like I feel like I said before, like females, males, if you guys have that opinion, like go ahead and speak in the comments about it because if you want to date to marry, that's cool. But are you ready for that grind? Are you prepared? Are you going to prepare yourself to get to that situation, to get to that part of your life? Because that shit ain't no joke, bro. It's like kids a little different, I guess, but all that shit is serious. You know, you gotta take all that serious, and you gotta be prepared for that, or at least try to be, because it's like it's not just I'm just gonna do it. Like you see girls on Instagram and shit be like, oh, these baby fever. I'm gonna have one kid. You know, you don't want that one kid. You still
Yeah.
want to go to the club and pop your shit
Yeah.
and do your little dance. But that baby gonna be crying, asking for food, and I'm not gonna be by myself. Fuck that baby, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I think one thing, I think we can end this conversation off by just saying like, definitely it takes time. 100% it takes time, and I know a situation personally where a couple got married straight out of high school, and I don't talk to them right now, but I'm willing to bet about half of my savings. I'm not gonna throw all my bread on it, but I'm ready to bet about half of my savings that they probably not in the best place right now. So that's all I got to say about it, man. Take your time,
You
bro.
better have this. You
Gee,
better
they
have
finna
this.
they finna take my bank, boy. My whole bread deposit gone. But nah, like real talk, man. Take your time, bro, because there's no rush, and I know time, it's of the essence, but this is a very important life decision, and you don't want to rush into shit like that. So that's MKZ perspective on that. So without further ado, I think we can move on to the next question. Smack, get us rolling.
The question the question we've been waiting for, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, do we feel like cancel culture should exist? Should people have all their social medias canceled and deleted off the rip just for saying like certain things? You know, especially like in America with our First Amendment being the freedom of speech. And yes, we do have to be mindful of what we say and obviously things and dangerous things of that nature when that comes to be said, with a lot going on in this world. But, certain things, certain individuals, that cancel culture has canceled, you feel me? Like, should it really be a thing and should it really exist?
Interesting take. I feel like I know your perspective, but I want the people to wait on your perspective, McKinley. Unless you want to share it now. What you think?
I'm a wait. I'm a wait to get mine.
We're gonna wait. This is what I gotta say about cancel culture, bro. It might be a little controversial, but I feel like we're in a generation, specifically like my generation, like the 2000s babies, the young 2000s babies. We're getting softer, bro. We're getting softer. A lot of things are offending us a lot more than they did in the past. And that's not to say that, because I can also say from the same perspective that this same sensitivity that I feel like is being shared amongst this generation is something that could have very well been the case, 20, 40, 50 years ago, but they just didn't have the outlets that we have these days to speak on shit. So like we got social media these days, Twitter. Every single person that creates a Twitter account now has a platform upon which they can share their viewpoints. They can share whatever they want to say. And now with Elon Musk and his team coming into ownership, they're becoming less and less strict on less and less strict on what you can share on that platform or the information that you could put out. So you have shit from like hate speech to different things to a whole bunch of a plethora of items being shared on social media these days. But I'm not here to say that you can say whatever the fuck you want to say, because at the end of the day, like, we're human beings. Hopefully we could be humane enough to have care for one another. I know that's not always the case, but I would wish for it in an ideal society. But I feel like we are getting a bit soft when people start sharing their ideals that might not match up with what they view, like how they view the situation. So they're like, okay, fuck this person, like I'm done with them, whatever. Let's banish them from social media. And I'm like,
Yo, I'm sorry.
I see. You're killing the moves. I see. Oh, Key, you know you can eat on here, bro. Do what you do, bro. This free flow, bro. This
Why is he
education.
taking them up so slow?
Bro, he acting like he hiding it or something. Like, no, you good, you good. But nah, nah, like real talk, like there are things that people should be canceled for. Like, if you have a controversial comment on something that is, like very sensitive or a very sensitive topic that is, with beyond reasoning, it's like, okay, like why are you sharing that information? And I'm not saying, I feel like I'm of the mindset that people are entitled to, make their mistakes. But when you have a situation where somebody like it's a repeated offense, and now you're just spewing this information instead of just accidentally saying it one time or two times or whatever, like it gets to a point where it's like, okay, how often do we take your word as bond? So cancel culture is a very sensitive thing to me. I feel like we're canceling people for anything these days, but some of it is warranted, definitely, and it's important that we're able to moderate that in a way that allows for people to express themselves, practice their freedom of speech right, while also being cognizant and being aware of other people and how they might view their situation. So that's just my take on cancel culture.
You want me to go, Kelly, or?
Go ahead, Key. I'm gonna be last on this one.
Okay.
All right. I agree with you got to say that. That's true. It is a little sensitive in my opinion. But I also feel like, all right. So I don't know the origin of cancel culture. Maybe we could have looked in more into details on it. But with cancel culture, I remember before cancel culture, it was like the big movement on feminism, right? And I feel like they're both similar to me. Because like I don't know if y'all remember back when like feminism like got popular, like maybe like more like 2015, 2016, like people were coming out like, oh, be feminist, da da da, men are misogynistic, snap, da da da. And when they came back to that, I kind of like agree with that at first. Like, no, I agree with most of it. I don't want to say agree with that at first. Like, I don't, I'm not, I'm kind of feminist, but I agree with most of it. Like, if you think about nowadays, a lot of men, they like to objectify women. They like to talk about women behind their back, sexualize them. And I don't know if y'all remember that video. Viral video of that girl, like she was walking to like New York or somewhere with a camera, and like it showed like the dudes behind her, like trying to grab by her, talk to her, call her names, like hoochie mama and shit like that.
All right.
And it's like if we was to put ourselves in a female's perspective, and we were to go through that, that's like annoying. That's terrible. Like, and that's like, I mean, it's a little bit part of feminism. There's a lot more that goes to feminism, but I feel like cancel culture, how it came off was just like there's people with like that have bad mindsets and do terrible things in their higher power. And I don't remember where it first originated, but I remember one thing that cancel culture was like successful was that guy, the owner of the Clippers. What's his name again? You remember his name?
You
Steve
talking
Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer? Yep.
No, before Steve Ballmer.
Oh,
Wait, oh no, it was Steve Ballmer.
Gun.
Let me look at that guy. I want to get his name. I want to get his name. Hold on.
I want to make sure you say the right thing, boy.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about the one,
the previous owner.
the one that was viewing his players as just like moneymakers for real. And
yeah, bro. Donald Sterling.
Donald
Sterling.
His fat head ass.
Donald Sterling was owning the Clippers, which is a Los Angeles team that had a lot of money, and he came out to talk about racism, how his players are like kind of like slaves and stuff, and telling his girlfriend while he's cheating on his damn wife, telling his girlfriend about, oh, don't hang out with those guys, I don't want you to see around those guys, yada. Cancel culture, do your thing with that nigga. Yeah, get him out of there. Because like, bro, he making all the you know what's F about it to this day. He's probably still a millionaire, billionaire doing this thing still. He just don't on the team no more.
Yep.
And it's like people like that. I'm cool with cancel culture. If you got people with that are spreading bad things that are having a huge popular role on it, cancel that nigga. If you got the Nazis trying to come in and say Nazi stuff, cancel them niggas. Cool. Yeah, I don't get to. I almost said something that probably would have got us canceled.
not episode 2, Key. Not episode 2.
But I'm gonna keep it chill. But cancel culture is cool, and I'm cool with some aspects of it. But I feel like people when we get this power, we get very entitled. So it comes to a point where, oh, a celebrity is saying something that we just don't agree with. Cancel that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
All the dude said he like wearing purple on Black Day. Why we gotta cancel him for that?
Yep.
Like I feel like they got entitled to their power. They all make up some bullshit reason, and a lot of people have this follower mindset. I'm gonna get back to this follower mindset later. People have this follower freaking mindset, this beehive mindset, like, oh, okay, we all gonna follow the leader. And it just takes one or two viral shits on something that no one cares about. Like, remember that little the cancel culture was going at celebrities about these old ass tweets these guys put up,
Yep.
and dudes are getting canceled for them old ass tweets, which they had no weight on them.
Yep.
Like, come on, bro. That's something that I don't agree with cancel. That's something that I can't thrive with, and that's something that I also felt like the feminism movement was doing too. Like, oh, if you're a man, you don't agree with it as a woman, you're misogynist, you're not feminist. It's like, wow, I can't disagree and agree with things. I feel like how it should be, how you should get canceled, how you should be put away is just when you do something that's very offensive and that's triggering to people. If something is natural triggers and you're annoyed of it, you can't cancel them for that. That's just you being a human being. You don't like something. All right, okay, this dude said something I don't like. Block him. Why I gotta cancel him? If someone's trying to deprive people of who they are as individuals and have freaking concentration camp and shit, cancel that and get them out of here. But not everybody's doing that, and I feel like they don't care. They don't really care about the reason. They just feel entitled. They have this power. So we have this freaking media hammer. We're gonna knock it down on everybody's head who don't agree with us. Cause that's just how it is, man. That's why I don't agree about cancel culture. That's what I don't like about cancel culture. If you use the right way, cool. If you want to abuse the power of it, hell no.
I respect that.
That's just my opinion on it.
Smack.
And F Donald Sterling.
Fuck
Sorry.
Donald Sterling, boy.
Man, I'm to the extreme with this bit, man. Man, get rid of cancel culture, man. F that sugar, man. 'Cause
Ooh, okay.
at this point, like, bro, cancel culture, when you really think about it, like, people that they say they have canceled, bro, depending on, like, the following that they had or had previously, people are still, like, looking out for every one of their moves. So you could cancel their primary accounts and whatever they tweet, but other people, like their followers or fans, make fan accounts and always blogging and recording, and then, other media outlets, they're gonna post about certain things they might be doing in the media. So, almost cancel culture is pointless because they're still gonna be what, in the news or in the social media. You're still gonna see them on your timelines, whether they're posting it directly from their accounts or not. Cancel culture at that point to me is pointless. Like, like, what's the point if I'm still gonna see, like, I might see like a tweet or two, or I might see some Donald Sterling. I might see something that he did, or might get caught up in the news. Like, I'm still gonna see him at some point, if he does something crazy that people feel like, oh yeah, I got a blog or post about, So it's like cancel culture is almost pointless. So to me, get rid of that shit because it really doesn't really do the job. It just does like gets like a temporary effect, but then really it has no permanent, no long term solutions, which is really to me helpful to what it's supposed to be.
Right. I feel that. I feel that. And to be honest, from the perspective of what you're saying, like I've heard something once when it comes to a lot of celebrities and just as far as fame is concerned. Like, if we really think about it, any publicity is good publicity, whether it's bad, good, whatever you got to say. Like Kanye, for example, right? We got Kanye West, a man that has made himself a beyond successful throughout his career and his world. We see him kind of,
Jesus.
yeah, Jesus, come on. We see him kind of going down a path right now where he's just saying controversial thing after controversial thing, and he's kind of like, excuse me. It's kind of like on a war tear. Thank you. It's kind of like on a war tear as far as like a rampage as far as some of the things that he's saying, some of the ideals that he's preaching. But we're still talking about Ye on a day in, day out basis. He got canceled from Adidas. He made a video saying he's the first person to get removed from a multi-billion-dollar deal by just a tweet. Like his word at this point is something that holds weight, whether you like it or not. Is something that the media will talk about when he shares, when he goes on these news, when he goes on these news outlets, when he goes on these podcasts. He's gonna say what he says, and the world will talk about it, whether it's good or whether it's bad. So, like, I get what you're saying, McKinley, from the perspective of cancel culture being, somewhat rendered obsolete, because at the end of the day, like, people gonna say some bad shit. People gonna say something that's quote unquote negative, but we still gonna hear the shit. We still gonna People still gonna talk about it. It's still gonna fluctuate. It's still gonna make headlines. So it's still gonna be information that's spread out there, and a lot of times we deal with an era of like the spread of misinformation. A lot of times, especially with things like Twitter or social media in general, like you got people talking on shit that they don't know about, and they're just speaking, and people are taking it as fact. But like it's still taking place, and it's still stuff that we're talking about, because at the end of the day, drama sells, bro, and whatever's gonna bring attention is what the world is gonna talk about. You get what I'm saying? So I'm of the mindset that cancel culture is getting soft, and I could definitely see what you're talking about, McKinley, from the perspective of it is low-key useless, because we're still gonna talk about these people day in and day out, you know. So that's just my take. Y'all got anything else to add on cancel culture before we move on to the next question?
Mm, no, not really. I mean, how do people feel? I mean, at this point, you might as well put a big ass thing that says, "How do people feel?" This is also y'all Q&A too.
Definitely,
How do y'all feel about it in the comments?
definitely,
Because I
definitely.
feel like we all make great points on it, on cancel culture and how we feel about it.
Yeah,
And
this.
shit, the system works itself out. We might fucking get canceled, so it might be the episode. We don't
Gee, we might be out of here. We might be out of here soon too, bro. I mean, yeah, definitely. Like everything we talk about today, please feel free to leave a comment or share your perspective on it. Stitch the video, TikTok, whatever you end up seeing this on. Feel free to share your point of view, because we love to hear it. But I think we covered everything on that cancel culture question. I think we can move on to the next. So the next question will be provided by me, yours truly, two times, and it's something that I've been thinking about just recently, just on how my not relationships, but just like friendships or whatever have transpired so far. I'm of I'm thinking about, as far as relationships are concerned, do we do you value loyalty, or do you value love? Which is more important to y'all? Like, serious question, because like I'm even thinking about back to certain things I've heard and things of that nature, and I just want to hear y'all's perspective on certain things. So let me hear what y'all got to say about that. Let me hear what y'all got to say about, like, which is more important to you, loyalty or love? Which is the one that's ultimately going to get you through whatever situation you're in? Like, which which are y'all picking?
So are we talking about in the sense of just in a relationship or just in life in general? Is
Life in
our
general. So it could also be like business is concerned, family, whatever the case may be. Just all aspects that loyalty and love can you know come in come into play.
that
okay?
question. You want to go, McKinney? Or
I was gonna say I think I got my answer, but go ahead with your.
shit, I got my answer too. But if you want to go ahead, you can speak.
Alright, this was a tough one, you know, but I'm gonna have to go with loyalty. You feel me? Because there's a lot of things people could do in the sense of love, and love is really something that could be viewed very objectively in the sense everybody has their own perception of what their version of love is. So it really is just up to the person and how they're raised. Are you really like at that point you really can't. I don't want to say you can't trust that, but it's like that might not be ideal for you in whatever situation, whatever relationship for you in that sense. You know. So I feel like loyalty, like it's just being loyal, like no matter what, like you're sticking by that person, no matter what. You're not gonna do that person wrong. You're gonna do that person right, just because you're being loyal, you know. So it's like you're never gonna get done wrong. Like in bad times, people gonna be loyal to you. They're gonna choose your side, and that's what you're gonna need. You feel me? If you know that in the back of your head, then I feel like that gives you a lot of confidence. Like, okay, I got these guys. They may not love me as much as you, feel me, whatever. But I know, like at the end of the day, they got me, and they never gonna betray me. So I can always rely on that.
I respect
And then
that.
obviously in a business sense too, companies being loyal to you, favoring you, giving you more sponsorships, contracts, like and stuff like that. It's just having that loyalty, them sticking with you. That's huge too as well.
I feel that. I feel that. Key, you want to share?
Uh, like I agree with everything McKinney has said. Person for there you go. This is first and foremost, but I feel like it's just hard because it's like loyalty and love they kind of correlate with each other a little bit, but I don't know. My whole main thing is in your relationship, like a girlfriend, wife, my dad, my mom, brother, sister, y'all, my friends. I want that realism. You know, if something's going on in my life, or if you feel like there's things that I should be doing in my life, and you have an opinion on it, I want you to come at me on some real shit. Like, yo, talk to me about it. You know, if you wanna congratulate me or even come at me and say, yo, I see what you're doing, but I think you're not doing it right. Or I think you shouldn't be doing this. I like that. And I don't know where that falls under. I guess it does fall. I feel like I fall a little bit under both. Like that's real tough love, but that's also you kind of being loyal to me and not leaving my side even though I might do some dumb shit. So like, damn, I'm in between both. So I don't really know the answer. But that's something like I shared myself with like because even like I already said, even if you show real love to me, you might be on some softy shit. And I hate saying the word softy because it feels like I don't want people to feel discouraged about expressing their love. But like for me, it's like I grew up in tough love. I grew up on like shit like oh keep on. I don't care what you got going on in your life. Get that shit done. Like, that's what my father taught me. And that's just and like me as I grow older, like I'm a psych major and like I learn in like classes and stuff to and speaking to people like to empathize and sympathize with people. So like I'm a little bit more understanding. I'm against that bullshit about men should only be strong minded and not crying and shit. No, bro. If you're a grown man, bro, express your emotions. You are a human being too. We go through the toughest things. Don't hold it all inside and say, I'm gonna be a man. That's what men do. That's just a terrible narrative. And that's something that I want to enforce on my friends and my kids and stuff too. And that's just I feel like I guess that's love. That's hard love. And I don't want you coming at me saying, "Oh, I think he was doing something dumb right now," but I love him so much that I don't want to say anything. Nah, bro, tell me, give me your criticism. Like saying what this podcast, like I have friends that give me criticism. They tell me what it is, whether it's something I might enjoy or not. I like that. When it comes down to loyalty, I like loyalty is a must. I can't grow with you as an individual. I can't progress with you in my future, us together, regardless of the situation. Like I said, boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, without you being loyal to me, because I'm a show loyalty to you. So I feel like I'm for both of them, kind of. I don't know if there's a word for both of them. I can't think right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am in college, but vocabulary is kind of low right now. So I'm just gonna say I'm for both, kind of. I guess leaning a little bit more towards love and tough love and real love, but a little bit of both for me. That's something I just pride myself on.
Got you. Got you. For me, and the main reason I wanted to ask this question is because a part of me feels like they're intertwined. They definitely are intertwined because, if you love somebody and like if you truly, truly love somebody, you should be willing to do, make certain sacrifices or make certain decisions with them at the forefront of your mind if it involves them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, um, like for instance, like I love my family dearly. I love my family to death, and and as I do my friend group, and it's like like regardless of how I'm feeling about them in the moment, in that very moment, I know that if it came down for the rubber to meet the road, I'm doing whatever I need to do for these individuals just because they're that close to me and they mean that much to me. But I feel like my answer would be loyalty. And the reason I say that is because, you know, I feel like 21 Savage in his song Ball for You or whatever, he says it perfectly, I'd rather have loyalty than love because love really don't mean jack. See, love is just a feeling. You can love somebody and still stab them in their back. It don't take months to love. You can love somebody just by being attached. See, loyalty is an action. You can love and hate me or still have my back. You get what I'm saying? So the way I look at it is like, he's speaking real shit in that bar because I'm thinking like, listen, I love all y'all niggas, okay? I love y'all two niggas. French, you're in here chilling. I love you too, boy. But let me tell y'all something. I know, and we know we've been through too much together. We've known each other for far too long. We know there has been situations where one of y'all motherfuckers have pissed me the fuck off to the point where like I'm feeling like I hate y'all niggas at that point in time. And the same way that I might have done to y'all. Real talk. Like, you know, we've been there, we've had these conversations, we've gone through our ups, we've gone through our downs. But at the end of the day, because we have that loyalty for each other, I know that if there was a situation where it's time to like where you have the opportunity to stab me in my back or to throw me under the bus, I know y'all not gonna do that. Just from the perspective of how y'all feel about me and like just how we feel about each other and our dynamic. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, love, although that is intertwined with love, love like the love is the reason why you have that loyalty. You know, at the end of the day, it's that loyalty that keeps you where you are, that keeps you grounded and keeps you involved in the conversation and keeps you, you know, close with the people that you know, you care for. So, you know, for me, I feel like, you know, loyalty is the answer I'm gonna go with because love can teeter. Like love, you could love somebody one day, you could hate them the next. I'm going through the same shit. Like you could love somebody one day, you could truly hate them the next. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how much I hate you, bro. If I care for you enough, I will never do anything to spite you. I will never do anything, you know, to make your life that much difficult because I do care for you the way I say. So definitely, you know, both are critical to the dynamic of and the success of a dynamic, but I feel like that loyalty is something that runs deeper than just your feelings towards me. Like you could love me one day, but you could very well hate me the next, and you know that's something that can go back and forth. But if you're loyal to me, like we not going nowhere. You feel me? We not going nowhere. And if you feel bad about a situation, your loyalty will allow you to come talk to me about it, or allow you to stick through it, or allow you to you know have conversations about it. And once again, this is not advocating for remaining in toxic situations because there are toxic situations where people will say just stay loyal to them, stay loyal to them, stay loyal to. No, that's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is, you know, when like if it's not something that's the end all be all, you know, you're still willing to ride for that person, regardless. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that conversation of loyalty or love, man. If do y'all have anything else y'all want to add, or y'all want to move on to the next question?
Uh,
I'm good, man. You hit the nail on the coffin with that one.
Appreciate it, bro.
I
I'd
want
rather
to
have
say,
loyalty than love, but love really don't mean jack. My fault, kid.
Yeah.
My fault, kid.
I want to say though, if any of you niggas take $1 from me, I'm definitely slap you on the back.
He not lying. He not lying.
Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Keep God in your life.
I respect that. I respect it. I respect it. MJ, take us away, boy.
For this next question, man. So I recently heard this on TikTok, and you know, it can't, you know, it really made me think. You feel me? So you know how guys, you know how guys relationships with each other, guys be generally we be vibing with each other. You know, we just like that nothing. We don't you don't really see us beef a lot on like little shit. Like literally we could go months without talking to each other and then hit each other up, be like, yo, what's good? You trying to hoop or you trying, you feel me, go chill? And be like, all right, man, say that, and like, you feel me, and just hang out like nothing's passed. And then girls on the other hand, you feel me, they're very intimate. They're deep with their emotions. They're really connected on that level that us guys we really don't do. Just because I was raised or whatever the circumstances may be. So like my question is like, how do you guys feel about the dynamics between guys relationships with each other and girls relationships with each other, and our guys are like how should I say, are more loose and like just not as generally close, you feel me, on a deeper level as women, or are women at times a little too deep and they going too much off with their emotions into where like now like certain little things can really set a whole chain off, and then now it's almost no coming back for certain people with other people.
I want to say, dog, your mic was muted.
You know, yeah, I know. I was
Oh,
gonna
he
say,
ain't said something.
yeah, I was gonna say, Key, you could take the ball on this one.
All right. Damn. This question is like, it's kind of hard for me a little bit because like I don't know 100% about how females interact in groups, but we do know the negatives. And y'all dimes be hating each other. Like, like, bro,
He's
I
not
don't know.
lying.
Maybe it's just the
He's
dimes I
not
talk
lying.
to. I think maybe it's just the dimes I talk to, but bro, most of the dimes I know they don't be in no big ass friend groups like males. Like there's dudes that's in our friend group that has other friend groups, and it's vibing. The times, like, oh, yeah, I got like one or two friends, like two guys, maybe a girl in there. But I don't even talk to her anymore right now because she pissed me off the last week. She said my hair looks tall. I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like Dimes maybe have some type of what would I say like a we call that shit like a pyramid scale or some shit. Like who
Like a
on the top of the
hierarchy.
food? Yeah, who on the top of the food chain? Who at the bottom type shit? At the bottom, sorry, but
The group
that's probably like
that that group leadership, boy.
yeah, bro. You know what's crazy? Everybody was talking about that group leader shit. We should flip that back on females. Like, yo, who's the group leader in
What?
your group?
Yeah, bro. You feel me? Type shit.
You peep group leader energy in that, bro. And like,
Hmm.
and then Dom's gonna come out. I'm not gonna say all you females. Oh, I can't say females. I'm not gonna say all the girls or dimes bring it up, but remember when like dimes are like, oh, y'all niggas is weird. Y'all hang out with each other. It's not a third. And y'all like each other more than females. Y'all gay shit like that. Like,
Like that was terrible, man. I was
yeah.
that was
Before you hate your best friend, like me and my homeboy ain't see each other 3 4 months. I'm gonna go get something to eat. Gonna go have a good time, and I'm not gonna sit up with the next 2 years. It's simple, bro. It's like it's not that
And we gonna
hard,
be
bro.
good. We locked in. Easy.
Locked in, twin.
like
For real. Like I feel like, bro, like I don't know why is that so hard to comprehend, and especially like most of us, all of us, not just males, like females and males, like we all have a responsibility at a young age. We're all trying to do shit in life, and I see I see like the main thing for you is just to know yourself, love yourself, and keep the right people around you. Some people are unfortunate while they have friend groups and we just saying loyalty and love where their friends are not showing loyalty and love. And that's something hard to get around. All right, work on yourself, be a solo individual, and if you find someone new, hopefully you can take the proper procedures with them and hopefully build something. But I feel like we got so much other shit to worry about than freaking talking about whether or not my friend doing some annoying shit, someone want to block him for 2 years or some shit, or I don't like the way this person may talk about something. I don't like that. Like another thing, we grown as adults, we could communicate on that too.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
like what's going on with that, bro? I, like I don't know what it is with the females, bro. It might be some dudes in the same situation. Some of y'all dudes be in the same
Oh,
situation
oh,
too. I
there
ain't gonna only
are.
get on the
Oh, there
females.
are. I know some emotional ass
So
niggas in the same boat. I know.
I I know there's a Tyler out there, Tyler, and you greasing Carl's dime, kid. They gonna find out, bro. They gonna find out, bro. Don't think shit's sweet. Like they gonna find out about that shit, bro. For
Right.
sure.
Right.
But
Right.
I feel like we should just keep the love, peace, love, prosperity. Shout out to Logic. I think we should all just keep that. And if we have a problem with someone, let's not be scared to talk about it, and let's not be scared to maybe just disemburse, but keep it disemburse, not argue and say pity shit behind people's backs.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I know McKinley got a heavy take on this, so let me just share my viewpoint real quick. Um, Let me start off by saying that I don't feel like no relationships, no friendships are perfect. They definitely aren't. There's shit that could be worked on from the male to male perspective and from the women to women perspective. Like, I know there's issues in both regards, but the way I view the situation is I feel like we're at a level like this. Like, the men, you know, although it could be very my bad, Key. I know it could be I know it could be very, easy for us to just say fuck everything, let's not talk about the issues that we may have and let's just vibe, like niggas just vibe, like we just chilling, we just cooling, whatever. But at the end of the day, sometimes that's not healthy because you might have a situation where like y'all might be working towards a common goal or y'all might be getting closer, y'all might be cool as fuck with each other. But like somebody has a problem they would like to speak about and they just don't bring it up because niggas are just chill, niggas are cool, niggas ain't really gonna speak on that. So I feel as though we have to come up in the emotional department and don't let that toxic masculinity um you know like motto that a lot of men like to live by reign supreme, because like he said earlier, we're human beings at the end of the day. And just like the next human being might go through emotions, we go through emotions too. So we can't be afraid to share them. I know men are supposed to be strong, or quote unquote supposed to be strong, supposed to be, stone hearted, stone cold, shit like that. But it's
Alpha
just,
males.
yeah, alpha males, like it's just very, it's very like, it just comes from a very like, I feel like, toxic place. And a lot of that is based off tradition, just off men, of how men was raised up back in the day and how what men used to do. But like, shit like this back in the day, us sitting here and talking about shit like this on a podcast would have been frowned upon at some point in time. It probably still getting frowned upon by some people, but at the end of the day, we don't give a fuck, because at the end, like, we care for one another, and we're here to have, share our opinions to one another that we in turn release to the world. So, it's definitely a thing of where I feel like men gotta become more emotional sometimes when it comes to how they handle their homies. But in the same breath, like, women sometimes may be over emotional, and they might be, they can't even just chill with each other in the same setting without them feeling the type of way about somebody else, or they feeling some type of way about something that's taking place. Like, bruh, your homegirl accidentally took your eyeliner, she took your mascara, she took your Skims, okay, she took your damn Kylie
And lip
Jenner,
gloss.
yeah, your lip gloss, bruh. That is not reason for you to be posting Justin LeBoy shit on your story. Like, you feel me? Like,
Justin LeBoy.
you feel me? Like, you should not be that tight over that. That's something that could be worked out. That's something that y'all could discuss and be like, yo, like, why you took my shit? Like, and we'll talk about it. Just how niggas was like, yo, like, what's up with you? Like, why you did X, Y, Z? Have that discussion before you allow your emotion to dictate how you react. And then now you're just saying, fuck this person, fuck this, when you might actually care for that person, you might actually love that person, and you let something very little sever y'all's relationship. Like, keep, like, emotions should be involved, but keep it at a level, like, both of us, like, we got to come up and they got to come down to the perspective of, like, yes, let's make sure we're utilizing our emotions effectively, but we got to make sure that we're not allowing it to overtake or, like, be too bearing on our situation. Because at the end of the day, I fuck with you, I consider you a friend, I consider you somebody close to me, and I'm not gonna let my little emotion that I might be feeling for 1 second, you feel me, just ruin everything we've built and everything we're building towards in the future. Like, I seen Drake talk about it on an interview that I watched him talk about. He was just like, when he gets mad, or he gets frustrated, or he catches himself being emotional, he likes to take a day to just sit on it before reacting, before making a decision on what he's gonna do, because he understands that the emotions will simmer at a point in time. Like, your emotions will come. Like, emotions, I know they're very difficult to keep to manage, and they're very difficult to keep under wraps, but they could simmer down and calm down to the point where it's like, okay, let me take this time. Let me take a couple hours. I know I'm pissed the fuck off right now, and I should spaz the fuck out on this person, but I'm gonna take some time to chill and make the educated decision that I feel like is gonna work in the benefit of both of us. So just take your time, don't stress shit, and try to keep your emotion out of it for the most part. But niggas, we gotta be more emotional from the perspective of allowing us to have this discussion and talk to us as men, and don't think it's some pussy shit, or just don't think it's soft to have that discussion, because it's not. Like, you human beings, you deserve to get your point across. So that's what I gotta say about that.
Well said, though, man. I totally agree with what you're saying. I can't even lie, man. I hate to seem like I'm attacking the women, but man, y'all be green as fuck, bro. Like, the shit I hear
Green
from
as
other
fuck.
girls, from my friends, like, I just be like, damn, this how you feel about this girl? Like, you feel me? Y'all be looking like y'all cooling,
Yeah,
you feel
y'all
me?
y'all locked in on IG, but what's going
You feel
on?
me? they behind, like when they talking to me, they're like, yeah, this bitch feeling the type of way. Oh, she got her hair done, she acting like this, da da da. And I'm like, God, you calling her a bitch like that? Like, you feel me? Like, I thought y'all was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then y'all cutting certain people off because they missing y'all birthday dinners. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm like,
No.
damn.
Shots fired. Shots
Like
fired.
you tell me she's blocked on everything because she missed. Like, you feel me? She ain't come. Like, what? Like, come on, bro. It ain't that deep. You feel me?
It ain't, bro.
And then us guys, you feel me? We don't, like we be too like I can't even lie, we do be a little too laxed about shit, and then we don't like to get in like that. I was saying we don't like to get in our feelings, thinking like maybe on some soft stuff or like it's not that deep. When really I feel like we should like take some more consideration. Like this is like something important. Like we shouldn't like devalue like sharing our emotions and like for us to create our own spaces among us guys. Just to you feel me, just talk about certain things like how we feeling, not just letting that shit go like or just letting like it's like whatever, you feel me, like we should like really gotta address these and not try to hold these things as, you feel me. So us guys need to do better on that aspect.
Very true. If that nigga is too friendly around the hoes, do not be afraid to tell your homeboy around your girl. Matter of fact, let me say your girl. If your homie is too friendly around your girl, don't just talk it up to him making conversation. Bitch, he trying to do something slick, so you better keep an eye out for that nigga. I'm just being real. Don't be afraid to speak up about this.
Kevin Hart in middle of all the females in front of your girl, bro. That nigga's the funniest nigga alive out of nowhere. GG.
Out of nowhere, your girl come around. He just instantly, he Dave Chappelle, he fucking Cat Williams. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Or hey, or he trying to be like the alpha dog. He trying to little bro you feel me?
No, don't get me started on the little bro.
No. We're trying to wrestle you and shit. Why you trying to buy?
He be the first one to rank too. You feel me? He trying to get on rank.
That shit remind me of that one Drewski skit, bro. Like there's one Drewski skit where they chilling in the crib, they chilling with some women and shit, and then his homie got a hat on, and like guys, girls, let's be honest, there might be times where you let your homie, wear your shirt, wear your hat, wear your whatever. As soon as the hoes get around, nigga, that's my hat, nigga. Like bro, like what you doing?
Like my damn chain.
You feel me? Like what you doing, bro? You doing way too much because there's no need for all that bullshit. You get what I'm saying? But nah, I mean, I feel like we just got to find that balance in both of the relationships because there are issues in both, and niggas might be a little too lax and women might be a little too emotional when it comes to certain things. So as long as we can come to that, that median. I know I've been doing this all the time, bro. I'm playing Bengals and shit, whatever. But like, if we can come to that median where it's like,
balance.
That balance. Come on now, balance. You feel me? Like,
as long as the balance.
And to end on a positive note, just to just talk about like what we do well, as well. It's straying away from the negative. Guys, since we're not so deep and intimate with our emotions, like little shit don't really get to us.
Right.
Like we're more likely to let little shit go because it's like, oh, it's not that deep. Like I'm not finna jeopardize, our friendship, or you feel me, create a whole scene or something, but over something like really us two niggas probably don't care about that much.
Yeah.
That's one of the positives is like our relationships, and then on the girl aspect, since you guys are like so deep, y'all like generally, especially with y'all closer friends that you really feel real close to, y'all like really y'all could do and talk about probably a lot of things, you feel me, and really confide in each other about like how you feeling about certain people or what's going on, you feel me, and that's a really good thing that you guys have.
Yeah, that's a spade. Like don't get me wrong, the emotion that y'all show, sometimes I envy it because y'all will ride or die for y'all girls. Like the ones that y'all really fucking with, the ones that y'all close with, like, like y'all gonna take y'all girl word over your nigga word. I'm not even gonna lie. So it sucks sometimes. Yeah, it's facts. It sucks sometimes, but it's the truth. Like, and that's something I value when it comes to, seeing some of the women in my life and their relationships with their homegirls, because, at the end of the day, back to the loyalty discussion. If we don't got loyalty, what the fuck we got? You feel me? Yeah, bro. But I'm for everybody that stayed so far. Thank you so much for listening out. This next question is gonna be our last, and it's honestly the most prevalent of the questions that we've just asked. Okay, so
The
this is
last
where
one is a goodie.
the last one is a goodie. So if you stayed this long, thank you so much, and we got some shit for you. So let me just preface it by saying, going back to the third question about cancel culture. Don't we not getting canceled today, okay? We're just speaking our minds on what's going on in the news, what's popping, and we just sharing our opinions on it. So,
And we're
may,
going off the knowledge that is thrown out and that's given. So that's what we're basing that on.
exactly. Major
Fuck
Key,
that.
Major Key, take this shit away, my boy.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I had like a little bit of hot blood getting into this, but like now I'm kind of like low key tired. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna smile out. But I do have to talk about this. My question is to you guys. We already talked about it a little bit before. How do you guys feel about the whole recent situation? It's kind of dying down now, but we're still in the prime of it a little bit. Not prime, like a little back end of it. About the Kai Cenat situation and the Jovi Pina and what's his name? Dijoc Sinu? What's his name? You pronounce that man's name?
Hmm.
The alleged rapist.
Right,
How we feel about that situation?
right. Give some background, Key, because I know
Yeah,
there's some of our viewers. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
I'll give some background. So apparently, and another thing is, I want to celebrate. We have certain information that we see on the internet, and she provided a lot of information. But we still don't know the fine detail of everything. So what we gotta say about the situation is still not 100%. It's I don't feel like it's like our word is law or like we know complete about the situation because we don't know complete about the situation. We never will. It's right now being under investigation. But from what we hear about it, is that Kai was having a New Year's party. He had a whole bunch of friends over. He invited some females over. It was having a good time. Kai this year, if you don't know who Kai Cenat is, he's a huge influencer on social media right now. One of the biggest, I think he has the most subs this year in Twitch. He's a black content creator, and we enjoy his content. A lot of people enjoy his content. I enjoy his content. Uh, and he's thriving right now. And to top off this great year that he just had, he wanted to celebrate with his friends, celebrate with some people. People came through. And he wanted to have a good time, have a party. What the hell?
Somebody.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's late in my heart. I ain't gonna
Hell no.
But so he at this party, this young lady, I think they claimed that they just like met each other recently, so they didn't have a strong connection or friendship yet. But a young lady, Javi Peanut for pronouncing it, I'm sorry. She wasn't feeling so at the party. She went to talk to Kai about it, and Kai was telling her, "Oh, you could go upstairs in the room, yada yada yada. I have some people around you. You could go ahead and go ahead and relax, probably sleep it off or whatever." Now, unfortunately, when she went to this room and she went to sleep, she was raped. To her words, she was raped and taken disadvantage of, and she claims, no, not even claims, she says, and we have information now that is true that it was one of Kai Sinat's friends who forced herself upon her, and she was freaking out, was uncomfortable by the situation, and I just want to say about rape. Rape is a serious, serious thing. Even like as males, I don't think we even have the grasp on it. Like for a female's perspective, and it's like I can't even imagine myself in a situation because like yeah, we have different parts in females when it comes down to anything like physical sex. Most of the time, us men, we have the control in that situation. But for a female to not know what's going on, to be put against her will, and someone to force themselves on her, and it gets very aggressive. According to her, like she was saying how she felt terrible after her body was sore and all this stuff, and some things happened. It's like it's disgusting. I don't approve rape. I hope y'all niggas don't. I know y'all niggas don't.
It's sickening.
Uh, it's sickening, and
And
it's
happens
I
to
don't
men
want.
too. Let's
Yeah,
preface
yeah,
that as
yeah,
well.
that's true.
It happens to men
It
too.
happens to men too.
Right.
I don't want any one of my friends, family, or anybody to go through that. So, I don't know if y'all want me to start with how I feel about it, what's going on about it.
Hmm. Shit. How you feel? You want
Okay.
to you want to start off or what?
Oh yeah, I guess I go. I got this got a call from the top people. I can't say the R word too much. I forgot. So, all right. Here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna go out with. Because it is a touchy and sensitive topic. Um, I feel like what happened was she posted some text messages. She posted some stuff, and she was going back and forth with Kyle about the situation. She was trying to get information on who it was. At the time, she didn't know, and they were going back and forth on it. And and the messages, she showed him a guy, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know who that is. I'm not aware who that guy is." And she looked further into information because she's digging for this. She wants to find justice, what she rightfully deserves. She's digging through this, and then she finds another guy. And I personally don't think Kai saw the picture fully, or he didn't know who he was, because he was also it's Kai. He's a big time guy. He's big on social media, and we see how these rape cases go with celebrities. He was just trying to find the right way to deal with it without being in trouble, without all this. And they found out who the guy was. He got the name of the guy, and I feel like people are mostly mad at him, which pisses me off. They're mad at him because of how he handled it or how he went around it. And I don't think people understand, because it's just it kind of reminds me of like football players, like yeah, when all the NBA players, how they play in these big time games and how they do dumb decisions. I feel like, okay, from the outside view, without going through all the pressure, without knowing what could happen to you, how you affect others, and whatever, it's easy to have an opinion, a comment on it. But for you to come in and say, "Oh, Kai is not this, doesn't sympathize with her. Kai is this and that. He didn't handle it right, bro." First, I want to say, Kai Kane, he's your age. That man is 21 years old, and I don't know his personal life, but I can imagine this is probably his first time dealing with something like this. So I'm thinking, like, what do you guys want
Exactly.
from
Like,
him?
it's like he's not the main person involved. Like,
Exactly,
he's just an associate, it's just someone associated by it. So it's kind of like crazy. Like, how do you handle this situation, all this pressure with people like, coming at you when really you're not the person directly involved in it. So I can imagine.
exactly. Exactly. Like, and people were basically trying to make it seem like Kai was supposed to do everything right and be perfect and the right person for the situation, and basically figure it out. It's like he didn't know what was going on. He was trying to understand what was happening. She said it was one of his friends. He's trying to go through all his friends, and her description of his friends, she was saying how she described his friend to him and how he should have been figured out. She was at first, this is what happened at first, which I want to say this. I can understand, well, I can't understand what she's going through, but I understand why she was very emotional, and she's been, and she just wants justice. She's fighting for this because it's not right. And so I get emotions are high, and we do and say things. And she came out later and apologized, but she was saying how Kai wasn't really trying to work with her, and that Kai was trying to hide his friends and try to find justice for him. And one thing she pointed out, which helped make things understandable, which I don't think everybody looked into. Everybody just following this fucking narrative, this new narrative about Kai, was that she said that, because she just met him recently. She didn't know what she said. "Oh, you're gonna take your friend over me," which a lot of cases in those cases, the guys always go against women. The government always take their slow time with it. Women are not fully justified on these cases, and it's not fair for them, especially women of color. So it's like I could understand how these dimes feel in terms of that. Like, you want justice, you want to figure shit out, and you want to get to it quick. You don't want people to slow down and stuff. So Kai, he didn't. I feel like Kai did the right thing in the situation, the best thing he can do. He didn't know what was going on fully. He was getting information for her, but he didn't want to just do things that would probably incriminate him or do something stupid or say something stupid. So he went to a legal team about the situation, and his legal team told him that he can't communicate on anything he doesn't know, and that they're gonna get more fish to it and everything. That's when it all spread out, and she got mad and went on the internet saying, "Oh, Kai's not talking to me, da 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 da. He's trying to hide his friend because his friend da 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 to me." And I can understand her. I'm not mad at her about it. She said some other things too. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but like, I can understand she was very emotional at the moment, and she was going through like a really tough patch in her life, and we could all just try to empathize with her for that. My whole thing is with people is that they follow through with that and they didn't follow through with the rest of it because they just I feel like people just want to bring someone's image down. So that's what's going to cancel culture before. They don't care about anything. They see one little chick in the armor, one little bad thing, nah, cancel that. I don't care what Ty did. He's a terrible person. He's setting up females. They making all this narrative on the dude. And it's like that's all right. And when Kai's legal team got back to her and told her that, oh, this is information, we're working with the police with this underage agent, she then later come out and say, oh, I apologize for my comments before. It's all getting worked around. I was just emotional. You think the people right now, there's people still right now, you people right now, or people who said bad things about Kai before, or are still siding with him, or are they still against him and still making it seem like he's still doing something wrong and he's setting this shit up? They send them up. They still carrying this terrible narrative on them. And I feel like it's just unfair. And let me say this. I don't want to say it.
Don't get
I feel
canceled.
like
Don't get
it's
canceled. Don't get canceled.
I want to say it's unfair in that if you are listen, man, it's mostly the females doing this, which I can understand because no one wants to be in that position, and that should be taken very seriously. But that doesn't mean we should all scramble and destroy someone who has nothing to do with it. Even if Kai handled the situation terrible to you, it's being resolved right now. She herself is accepting him as an individual and saying that she and him are working things out together and things are getting better now. Who are you to come and still bash him and try to make and destroy his image, bro? Like, why do you want to do that shit so bad, bro? I can understand if there's proof that Kai came out and he's setting dimes up to for them to happen to them, or he has history, this that. Yeah, fuck that nigga. Cool. Throw that nigga away. But obviously, this thing has been put out of proportion, and obviously, we all don't know all the information about it. Why are we still going hard on this man, bro? And I feel like that's just not fair. And it's not fair for her too. I guess it's not fair for her as well what she's been through. But we could all compromise to one thought process that the dude who did it is a terrible individual, and we're gonna find justice for this young lady. Why can't we all just agree to that, bro? That's all I gotta say about it. Hold on. Let me make sure we go through my. You know, all right. I'm good. That's all I gotta say.
I feel you.
I say I want to finish it out that if you whoever's watching, listen to this, just sit and think about situations before you all have this beehive mindset and want to drag people, because there's been athletes too that's in college who are falsely accused of things and just have a bad image for the rest of their life, or even go to prison for years and didn't do anything because we all want to be on this mindset. And I get it because the system itself is projected against women and it's terrible, but we can't treat man terrible for it. Not every guy's an R word. Come on, man. We all want to work together. We all want to find the best results for this. And if you are or considered or done anything like that, you are a sick individual. And I hope you keep God in life. Fuck, nigga.
Fuck, nigga. I was waiting for you to say it. Man, let me. McKenna, you want to go or you want me to take it away before you
go? Let me go. Let me go real quick. I feel for Kai. I feel like he did what was best. You feel me? He got advice. You feel me? He didn't do anything too rash. You feel me? It's easy to go along with what Miss Pena was saying, that how she was assaulted, wrongfully assaulted, and and just go by her word, give Mr. Sack up and give him up to the authorities and whatnot. But it would have been just easy to do that, but he made the right decision, got some advice, got some counsel, and just acted accordingly onto that. You feel me? Because he doesn't know what the hell happened. Like, anything could have happened up there, and I'm not saying like, oh yeah, he probably didn't do it, because I don't know. We waiting on the police, to solve that, but we're still waiting on all the evidence. We're still waiting on everything, And I hope she's all right, and I hope everything gets solved, and I hope if he did do it, and she gets the justice that she deserves, But we all gotta just wait and see, make sure our legal system take course. And I know, like, our legal system, it ain't the best. It hasn't been the best for years. since America been founded, with all the colonies and all that. But that's the only thing we could do right now. You feel me? So I just believe, you feel me, Kai shouldn't be, slandered and, on how he handled the situation. I know like people are going back to the videos, of him saying like, oh, I didn't know the guy, and then we find, and then he next, he's kind of like switching it up and saying like, oh, we went on a few trips, or I known him a little bit. He's not that type of person, but like we gotta at least like kind of sympathize on him a little bit. He's pretty much almost like people are almost accusing him for the rape, for the
One second, okay. It's when they go. Sorry to cut you off,
No, you
but
good.
yeah, like we gotta understand. Like if he first she was describing him, he didn't know who exactly she was talking about. Second, once he found out, so that he posted it for a long time. Um, you gotta understand that, like, bro, he's young. He knows his friend for longer than she does, and like he said himself when he was talking to his friend said he was shocked or whatever. But Kai was still trying to figure it out. Like Kai was still like, damn, like, did you really do that? Like, can I really trust this individual? Like, it's like if one of you guys run a rape case right now, it was like, damn, I know Dog. Oh shit, I said it, didn't I? I know Dog. I know McKinney. I know Dog. I know McKinney. But like, damn, like, you gotta give me a little bit of time to like, damn, like, bro, are you really doing that? Or like, is she lying? Like, you gotta understand that from the standpoint. But when it came down to her being more talkative about it and her telling her yes she experienced it, he gave him up, bro. I like dude her on the dude name and information for like months. And after a couple of days, he gave her up and he was cooperative with her. And she said even says, like I said, she even said she appreciated it. So I don't think people should bash him on it. Like, if your best friend right now was accused of something, if your best friend did something terrible, bro, y'all are not 100% gonna be. Yeah, my friend did that shit. Y'all gonna think about it a little bit. Even if you know the ref, like this. I feel like he did his thing with that, bro. Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead, Ken.
That's right, Key, man. I feel your pain on that. It's hard, especially with people who got close to us. Like damn, like is this the type of person to do that? Like, especially when you don't know what went on in that rooms. No cameras were there, so it's like you don't know what to believe. But he did the right thing. And right now he's handling the situation. Not right now. We're hoping that everything gets resolved and everybody gets their justice.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. As you can see, we here at MKZ are very, very passionate on the topic and just wanted to share our mind about what's going on. We understand it was a bit sensitive, and we sympathize with those that have gone through said situations, and we apologize for all that. But we just want to start off by saying just before it gets lost in translation, like, we do not condone any type of action along those lines, from whether it be from the male perspective or whether it be from the woman perspective. It is sick, it is diabolical, it is disgusting actions, to be honest. It truly is. So please do not take any of these comments as us trying to sympathize with the sexual abuser, because that is certainly not the case, and that will never be the case. That will never be the case. What I feel like what we're trying to say is, a lot of times we are quick to jump into situations or jump into perspectives on situations simply because that's what the herd is doing. That's what the group is doing. That's what a lot of people are doing. Everybody wants to stay in trend. Everybody wants to do what everybody else is doing. When at the end of the day, like, we have a situation. We sympathize with Jovi. We feel we you can hear her pain when she speaks. I saw her in an interview. I saw the messages. Like, you can see that she is definitely hurt about something, and we pray for her well being, and we pray that she returns to a normal physical and mental state, because we know how traumatizing that could be. And we don't. I mean, we can't even speak on it, because it's not anything that any of us have gone through. So we can't even open our mouths to say certain shit about what she may be going through. So we definitely sympathize with her, and we're praying for her. I feel like where our pushback comes is the immediate need to feel like we have to talk shit about Kai, and talk shit about the friend of the individual, being that he's not even involved in the situation, to what we know, to the information that has been released. He's not involved in the situation, yet he is facing the majority of the backlash as if he did it himself, or as if he is the one alleged to to participate in said action himself. So I just feel like a lot of times, we got to take a second to analyze the situation. Definitely, we sympathize with the person, with the victim, with the person involved in these situations, but we got to take a second to analyze it. And at the end of the day, like, it's out of our hands. Like, we have a justice system, and like McKinley and Kevon said earlier, like, it can be very flawed and it can be very unjust, but at the end of the day, it's the only system we have to go off of as far as bringing people to justice, bringing these sick individuals to justice. So like I said, we sympathize with Jovi, of course, and we have done a bit of research, as you can see from our discussion in this topic, but we just feel as though the blame on Kai, just because he's this big poppin' streamer, YouTuber, influencer at this point in time, is simply unwarranted, because we haven't, like, all of the information hasn't shown its face. And to be quite frank, like, you have to understand his hesitancy to immediately jump to what to believe, to taking everything that the victim is saying as truth, because at the end of the day, like, he was not in the vicinity. He does not know what was taking place specifically. So all you can do is let the justice system do its part, and avoid picking sides in the situation, because at the end of the day, there's a wrong and there's a right and there's a truth, and then we got one person's perspective versus the other person's perspective, and then we got the truth at the end of the day. So you know that's all we can really say about that situation. We just feel as though the pushback on him for not being as immediate to throw his homie under the bus, or the person that he said he knew. The only thing I could say was wrong about how Kai handled the situation was the fact that he seems to be like switching sides, because like we said originally, he said he came out publicly, he was on that stream talking about he don't know him, whatever information comes out, or like I saw a text message where he said that he doesn't know the person, then he comes to find out that like it's like a childhood friend or something like that. And then he also goes to he's contradicting himself from the perspective of like yeah, I don't know him, but we went on a couple trips, or he's not that type of guy. Like those aren't really comments that coincide with one another. So there definitely is some back and forth with what he's saying, and some things that just aren't lining up. But I feel like the instant hate and the instant pushback that he is receiving is just a bit unwarranted. And if information comes out that proves that he was a part of it, that he knows all this, whatever, then as we mentioned earlier, get him up out of here. Like we're not of that, we're not in agreement with any of that, and that is those are terrible actions, and these people deserve to be brought to justice. But to be instantly canceling him the way that a lot of people on social media are doing, I just feel isn't right. And I feel like it's just another ploy on a successful person to bring them down, because we don't like the success or whatever that they've accumulated up until this point. Key, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I want to triple down on it again. We all hope that Javi gets the justice she deserves, because obviously she does feel this way. She does the things. She showed proof that she went to I forgot what you call those places, like a clinic, like a hospital. She went to a hospital, yeah, hospital, and she obviously, this is obviously on her, and she deserves justice for this. And I I am not trying to take that away from her. I'm not saying that she's lying or nothing like that. But I feel like she also came out and said that there should be nothing towards anybody else but the guy who did it to her. She says she's okay with Kai. They had some misunderstandings. They had some things. And back to what you were saying, Dal, about him contradicting himself. Yeah, you want to get on him about that? All right, we got a little bit on him about that. He's human. We make mistakes. But if the victim is not coming at him, I feel like we should just stay by the victim's side, support her. I hope that she's okay. And if she would have said Kai was a part of it, this and that, or if it's like you said, if Proof come out, he's part of that, get rid of that nigga. But if she's okay with him, and we should all be at that. I think she put his at in that message too. She at that boy too. Get on that boy. You know what I'm saying?
Not
Get on that
playing.
boy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, all we'll hope justice for her. We'll hope the best for her. Um, and like, can we like all this? Let's think before we say do things, man. Like, we don't have to all this fight the dudes who not in trouble. Like, I know it's like, all right, then if that's the case, if the dude is in trouble, and what now? And if it comes out that he's the one doing this shit, get on him, bro. Go ahead. But we don't know all of it right now. Like, we can't just make decisions like that because we all gonna say and do something that we did mean or that shouldn't go towards him. And then now what? Oh, it just happened. Whatever. We don't care. On to the next thing. Like, damn, bro. What about his mental? What about what he's going through? Like, come on, bro. Um, and
Beautifully said.
I don't give a fuck that he's a Twitch streamer and all that shit. If he part of that shit, fuck him.
Correct. Correct. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And Kevon couldn't have said it any more eloquently. McKinley shared his part, and I try to throw my 2 cents in there. So it's a situation that we will be monitoring here at MKZ, and we will be providing updates as they come along to us. But yeah, I mean, we just can't really speak on the topic other than how we feel like some of the backlash might be unwarranted on somebody that is technically looking at the situation from the outside in. So that's all we could really say about that. Like I said, we apologize if this topic might have been a bit sensitive or touchy for certain individuals because we understand that this is a prevalent issue in our society and it is a problem and it must be nipped in the bud for real because this is just simply not right. And we will continue to sympathize with these individuals as they progress. And just one more thing I want to say, like for the viewers listening, like if you have ever been involved in a situation like this, like one, please, like go, don't be afraid to go seek the help you need. Don't be afraid about the backlash. Don't be afraid to go speak on the situation. Don't be afraid to take it to authorities because that is something that it's just not right. It shouldn't be taking place. And also for you niggas that side with y'all homeboy a lot of times, just like knowingly